welcome back. It's me, Amanda, again. I hope everyone had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. I did. I got to see my niece and nephews and my new great-nephew. He's so cute. Now we're going into the Christmas season, which I love. So, to deviate from my normal videos, I decided to instead read my Christmas movie reviews I wrote in 2018. They are just my ramblings in my journals, but I really liked them, so I typed them up and I printed them out. I just didn't know what to do with them, so since my other video ideas were at a standstill, I thought I'd share them with you guys. 'Tis the season. I love them and I hope you will too. Warning, they're long, and they were written in December 2018, which was the beginning of my depression, so if they seem dark, I'm sorry. So, without further delay, here are my Christmas movie reviews from 2018. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, Polar Express, and The Santa Claus. December 12th, 2020. I'm sorry, I did it again. 2018. I just watched 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is one of my favorites, but I don't think I ever noticed how in that particular movie, Santa is just a guy. He lives, he breathes, he has a body, he has a job, he has an attitude, he holds a grudge against this town because his feelings got hurt because of a letter to the editor written by a mouse. What I'm saying is, since Santa is just a guy who really lives, there is no reason to preach to kids to believe because there's no supernatural element. He's just a guy. Sure, he can fly, but that's beside the point. He's a real guy who lives in a real place, who receives real mail. There's no reason to believe in anything. That's like teaching your kids to believe that their grandfather is real because they only see him once a year. A kid writes to his grandpa, "Oh yes, Grandpa is real as long as you believe he's real." What? He's real regardless on whether you believe in him or not. It's the same argument I have with Polar Express. If you have to see it to believe it, it's no longer belief or faith. It's just fact. Taking a kid to see Santa, etc., doesn't prove it to them. It doesn't make them believe. It's like it completely defeats the purpose. You know, the Santa Claus is kind of like that too. In that one, the kids / grown-ups stop believing when they are disappointed when they didn't get what they wanted. Seems like a metaphor for God. However, God is not obligated to give us whatever we want on a certain day of the year, or ever really. Santa is the ultimate embodiment of American commercialism / materialism. To tell kids that if you simply believe in this mythical character, he will magically appear in your house and give you whatever you want / whatever your heart's desire is, like a genie. The goal is to get. That is almost the lie in pulpits. Come to Jesus and God will fix everything in your life and make you prosperous. And no weapon formed against you will prosper. That's true, but only if you work with God. And with these extremely high expectations placed on both Santa and God, we set ourselves up we ourselves are setting them up to fail. It's like you're waiting for him to screw up. Would you do that with normal people? That's why, among other reasons, we as a society suck at coping with failure. To fail is the ultimate death. It's a fate worse than death in our culture, and often results in actual death by suicide. We all suck at coping with failure, which is too bad because you learn from failure. Miracle on 34th Street, December 19th, 2018. I watched Miracle on 34th Street, and I think it is a vision of my disbelieving best friend trying to raise a child. Because her entire philosophy on not letting her child believe in childish things like Santa or fairy tales was because she, the mom, thought she married Prince Charming and they ended up divorced because he was and she didn't finish her sentence. Now she's taking it out on her kid and on herself by not allowing herself to believe anything either. And there is a brilliant quote that she needs tattooed on her forehead. Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to. And Doris, that's the mom, said, just because things don't turn out the way you want them to the first time, you still got to believe in people. Meaning, just because Santa didn't bring you the present you wanted, doesn't make him not Santa. White Christmas, December 19th, 2018. So I watched White Christmas, which can be called that because of how many white people are in it. And I learned that Betty, played by Rosemary Clooney, could have avoided absolutely everything she did in that movie by simply opening her mouth and asking Bob, played by Bing Crosby, if the rumor she heard was true. Was he actually going to put the show on TV like she heard? But no! She got all mad in her head over nothing. Someone's borderline. Just a rumor, and let it destroy her life. She walked around with a grudge, got mad at and stopped liking Bob, and used a phony engagement as an excuse to run away. Ugh. And the whole back half of the movie is Bob trying to convince Betty to put her knight back on the white horse, when she's the one that knocked him off, when he didn't even do anything. Why do we even watch these movies? Home Alone, December 20th, 2018. I really identify with Kevin in Home Alone. He's the baby of the family, and everyone rags on him all the time because he's little and helpless, and everyone has to do everything for you. So of course he wants to be alone. I wouldn't want his family either. These are not warm and loving, supportive people. And Kevin's not a saint. But then he is finally alone to run the house, and he actually does. He goes grocery shopping, he does the laundry, he does the dishes, and doing the laundry gave him the confidence to face the demon in the basement furnace, meaning household chores empowers kids. Part of his frustrations was he was, one, never trusted to do anything, and two, never allowed to do anything. And so he never did anything, and people yelled at him all the time for it. It's like he can't win. It's like, I'm just trying to do what you told me. Oh, and And he did take initiative and make ornaments out of fish hooks, which is a life hack, by the way. And then he got in trouble for that. This movie proves to me that we should give kids, or in my case, grown kids, more responsibility, not less. Because kids are smart. They can do a whole lot more than we give them credit for, and they will rise to the challenge presented to them if they are given the chance. Part of the problem was he was the last of 5 kids, so most likely his parents did treat him like a baby, and his siblings resented him for it. Miracle on 34th Street again, December 21st, 2018. I'm on Doris's side. I think telling a generation of children the true meaning of Christmas is the happiness of children, giving the children the power to control toy sales, etc., that's what leads kids to taking over your life, like in the Middles episode of Taking Back the House. And you tell those same children there is a real guy who really exists who will come to your house on Christmas, and you tell him what you want, whatever you want, and he will give it to you like a genie, then yeah, you are setting these kids up for failure. And these kids will have extremely high expectations, like that real house with a swing, and they really will be disappointed, and they won't know how to handle it. That's why whole generations don't know how to react to failure, disappointment, and demotion. And all Doris is trying to do is cushion the blow. Good for her. When I grow up and have my kids, I will be honest with my kids and emphasize it is the spirit of giving, not getting, that is the goal, to make other people happy, not yourself. Instead of asking children, what do you want for Christmas, maybe ask, what would you like to give to someone else? And explain to them that they can't control what someone else gives to them, but they can control what they give to other people. Brilliant! Solves 2 problems. 1, constant disappointment, and 2, greed. And lets Santa off the hook and encourages kids to be happy with whatever they got. Because belief in Santa is linked to not getting what you want. It's a Wonderful Life, December 23rd, 2018. I just finished It's a Wonderful Life, and I actually liked it. This guy had only one ambition: get out of town. And he was never able to do it. He was able to get a job, a wife, kids, a house. Ultimately, he did complete his 22 things, minus college, but he didn't get to travel like he wanted. His hope deferred. So he was in an incredibly tough spot at work and facing jail time, and with his growing depression, he snapped. And he lashed out to those closest to him and couldn't see the value his life had on those around him. So he was contemplating suicide on a bridge when Clarence came and saved him by showing him what life would be like without him. Wow, what a difference indeed. From quaint small town to flashy neon lights Vegas place. I didn't remember that at all. You wouldn't think one man would make so much of a difference, but he did. And while everyone else around him saw great value in his life, He simply couldn't see it. His soul really had died in a lot of ways. When you constantly deny what makes you happy, your soul dies. This movie really is about how you need to find happiness in what you have, not what you don't have. Like the Wizard of Oz. In the end, after he prays for his life back, he has a Scrooge conversion experience and is totally in love with everything and everybody. And God bless his wife, played by Donna Reed, who took it upon herself to find out what happened and fixed it. And the way she fixed it was by asking her network to help, and they came to the rescue. It was adorable, heartwarming. Tuna Christmas and Samantha, A Christmas Story. December 28, 2018. I had an observation about Tuna Christmas. None of the mothers in Bertha's generation were obsessed with being the perfect mom. They weren't constantly taking pictures and posting them and comparing them to their friends in high school. No, they were doing the best they could. Bertha tells a story of the twins being 9 and Jody was a baby, and they took a bus to visit their daddy in prison when he wasn't even there. And it was cold, and everyone had colds. The whole bus was hacking. She wasn't concerned with eating organic or wearing the latest trends or having the perfect whatever memories. She even said, I'd have whipped them both had it not been Christmas. My point is, it was a simpler time. There was not a pressure on her to be perfect at being a mother, so it seems to me. They were just trying to survive, trying to do anything, not trying to be perfect. I think this is a new modern obsession. I mean, maybe not, but it seems to me. Also, in watching Samantha, An American Girl, A Christmas Story, I realized back then children were merely expected to be mini adults. Now, all children are treated like kings to be worshipped, and adults are just grown kids. I'm a perfect example. And I'm totally guilty of worshipping babies and weddings. Before, in the 20th century, things were different. The culture was different. You know, Walt Disney kinda created modern childhood, and that is not an exaggeration. He created movies for children, for families, cartoons. He created theme parks for kids and families to visit. He revolutionized everything in our culture, the way we treat children. He created childhood as my generation understands it, and my generation is lashing out because of it. Being raised by Disney has not helped us at all. In a lot of ways, it has hindered us. He changed the way parents treat their kids from many adults who ought to know better to children who don't know any better. That's why my generation, and those who come after me, don't know any better. He also created this idea of childhood is the best years of your life. That's why people want to relive their childhood and stress themselves out to give their kids the best childhood they can. I like what Aunt Viv said on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're working so hard to give our kids what we didn't have, we never stopped and considered giving them what we did have. Example, public school versus private school. See, that was never a concern of previous generations. No parent in Tuna Christmas was worried their kids had a bad childhood. Or in Samantha's time, 1904, no one broke their back and stressed themselves out to be the perfect parent to give their kids a perfect childhood to the point where they have stress-related disease. That's ridiculous. The end. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now that you've heard my thoughts on some of the classic Christmas movies, let me ask you guys, what are your favorite Christmas movies? Have you also had a change of heart towards some of them as you've gotten older? Please share your thoughts in the comments and I'll be sure to read them. Thank you so much for watching today.